Hey everyone, Bentley here, back with another reloading video, finally. Been getting lots of requests to do a video on how I reload 223, and I say how I reload 223 because you ask 10 different people, you're probably going to get 10 different answers on their methods and techniques of getting to a loaded round of ammunition. So this is Bentley's version. Well, actually, take that back a step. This is Bentley's old version. The request was to make this a single stage video, so I'm obliging for people just beginning to load 223. This is somewhat applicable to other rifle rounds as well, but this is for 223. Just a basic overview. I'll try to be a little bit more detailed than I was last time. So this is going to be on a single stage press and loading for my AR. It is a little bit different loading for an AR than it is for, say, a bolt gun. We'll get into those reasons why later on, but yeah, that's what I load on now, and doing this video will be a nice reminder of why I'd use that instead of this, but everybody's got to start somewhere, and this is also really good for accuracy as well. So anyways, we'll get to it here. I just wanted to show you here real quick. These are just some of the tools and products that it takes to ultimately end up with some nice loaded 223 ammo. There's a lot more case prep involved than there is with handgun reloading. Handgun reloading is very straightforward. Rifle definitely kicks it up a notch. It's still very simple stuff, just a lot of extra steps. So that's what I'm going to do here, is just show you some necessary steps, things you're going to have to look out for when you're loading 223. So let's get started. Okay, so here we are. This isn't really the first step, but this is the first step that I'm going to show you. As you can see, the only thing that I've done to these cases so far is clean them in a tumbler. And so what I used for that is I prefer to use a rouged walnut media. I use the Lyman Tough Nut is what I use. Cleans it up nice and puts a decent polish on there. Not as good as corncob does, but corncob gets dirtier a whole lot quicker than the walnut does. So that's what I choose to use for my first tumbling, to get them nice and clean and to get them ready to be lubed. And that's what we're going to do now. Now, I choose to use Dillon Case Lube, just in a squirt bottle. There's tons of different products for that. Imperial Sizing Wax, the One Shot. This is what I choose to use. It was recommended to me and it works just fine. So a couple different methods you can do are the cookie sheet method or the plastic bag method. Both have their pros and cons. The plastic bag method is easy for the fact that it's a whole lot less messy, and it's pretty easy. You just put whatever brass you want inside there, put a couple shots of lube in there, mix it up. The only problem is it takes a whole lot longer to dry, so then you're going to need to pour it out onto something anyways, onto a cookie sheet or something else. So that's why I go ahead and I just do the cookie sheet method. So let's get some handfuls out. You don't want to put too many on there because you want to still have room for the cases to roll them around and to spread the lube around on them. So that'll be good for now. This stuff you gotta shake it up a little bit. And I just do two even squirts. I kind of did a half of one on that last one. You don't want too much on there, but you want enough. And that's it. And actually the lube will do most of the work as far as getting around on the case and doing that part of the job for you. So that's it. These cases are lubed. So we need to let these dry for about 5-10 minutes and they'll be good to go. So I'll come back. Okay, so we're back, and we've given our lube plenty of time to dry on these cases here, and now we're getting ready to size them. This is another place where things start to change from pistol to rifle. You have different choices. You have different choices to make when you're sizing. You have either full length sizing or collet neck sizing. Full length sizing obviously sizes the whole length of the cartridge, whereas the collet neck sizing only sizes the neck of the cartridge. For an AR, recommend that you do the full length sizing, which is I've got in here now is the full length sizing die. The collet neck sizing die is more for bolt guns. It improves brass life. You get that perfect fire formed cartridge from a bolt gun. All you really need to do is size the neck for those, but for the AR we'll go ahead and do the full length sizing. Already have the die installed here. Hopefully you know how to do that. Pretty simple, straightforward. You just screw it down until it touches the shell plate, lower the ram, put it in another quarter to a third of a turn, tighten it down finger tight, and you're ready to go. So that's where we're at right now. So we'll just start sizing and priming some cases. And this is well, you'll find out right away if you have too much or not enough lube on them. You just want to make sure and go all the way up to make sure you're sizing that whole piece of brass. And it does take a bit more force than when you're doing pistol brass, because you're forming a bigger cartridge, plus you have the neck to contend with and stuff like that. So I'll continue to do some of these and we'll come back for the next step, which is inspecting them and measuring them to see if they need to be trimmed. So, man, I'm glad I have a Progressive. This is for the birds. Anyways, see you in a few.